I am in Ginza, Tokyo, the wealthy area where majority of millionaires probably work. Anyway, since we're in such a affluent space, let's discuss today how to make $1 million. Now, there are many ways to make $1 million. Not all of them are realistic for the majority of the world. Lots of kids grow up wishing to be a professional sports player. Baseball is common in the United States. And barely even 0.1%, 0.01% ever become a professional baseball player. So that's not a realistic way to make $1 million, although they would if they get there. Hey, check it out. That right there is a V12 Maybach. Wow, that's pretty nice. Anyway, oh, and it's parked in front of behind a Rolls Royce. So anyway, this might be a little bit of a scattered video if there's this much vehicular eye candy on the streets here. Anyhow, okay, let's talk about ways you can make money that are realistic. All right, investments. Number one way that you can make money quickly, but comes with a high risk of losing your money if you don't invest it properly. Whoa, that's a, wow, holy cow, that is a Lambo. That is a Lambo. Okay, this is gonna get, all right, and then there's a whole bunch of S-Class Benzos over there. Oh my God. All right, I'm in a cool area. Never mind, sorry, I got distracted. Didn't expect to see that. That's an extraordinarily expensive car on this side of the world. Forget, anyway, whatever, we're in Ginza. So, let's talk about investments. You can invest in a lot of ways. The safest way to invest is in a hedge fund. I'm not talking about small investments where you won't make $1 million. I'm talking about things where you can actually grow quickly. Safest way would be a hedge fund where other people are taking your money, reinvesting it. Here's another Rolls Royce. Reinvesting it. That's a nice one. That's my style. Anyway, reinvesting your money for you, and usually they're gonna make it. Oh, 7 Series BMW. Yeah, this is eye candy. All right, they're gonna make money for you. That's the safest form of investment, hedge funds. You can also go the completely opposite end of the direction, the least safe mechanisms of investment, and that would be playing the stocks. Playing Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, any kind of investment like that. Hello. Any form of investment like that. High risk ways to make millions of dollars, but plenty of people do make millions of dollars that way. All right. There's a famous kid who. Hello. There's a famous kid who's made millions. He's the youngest self-made Bitcoin millionaire. Tokyo's awesome, I gotta say. Ginza's super cool. Wow, this is gonna get really scattered, this video. All right, so anyhow, lots of people made millions of dollars on Bitcoin. I hope this video doesn't get too scattered. And you can make it too, but you can also lose it. That's the whole thing. I mean, the reality is Bitcoin is not at all a safe investment or predictable. It's highly unpredictable, as history will show if you just look at the historical investment patterns. So investments are a way that you can make $1 million in a reasonable time frame, but you can also lose $1 million. It happens. Now let's talk about other ways to make $1 million. You can work your entire career and invest your money wisely, like in hedge funds, or even in safer things, like different types of financial funds that give you back a certain amount of money every year, and they will, by the time you retire, bye-bye. By the time you retire, you will have $1 million, but that requires a lifetime investment. You have your life planned out for you. Hold on, gotta get out of the street, car coming. You have your life planned out for you, and you will be an employee for the rest of your life, but you will retire with $1 million. I don't know what car that is, but it looks nice. Whoa. That is beautiful. What even is that? Holy cow, look at this thing. I have no idea what car this is. It's absolutely phenomenal looking. That is the craziest limousine. Look at these wheels. Whoa. I have no idea what that is. If you know what this car is, by all means, write it in the description below. That gorgeous. Oh, I love it. It looks like a knockoff Rolls Royce, though. I wonder if it's not like a Toyota Crown that they badged up to look like a roller. Anyway, who knows? Where am I? Hold on, we'll go. Am I walking the wrong way? Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'll keep walking. So, here's the deal. All right, you can invest your money and work the rest of your life, and you will eventually have $1 million, but you will have a life as an employee. And for some people, that's fine. Not for everybody. Me personally, I got a heart of an entrepreneur, and that to me is a life of torture. Everyone's got their own outlook on life. That's okay. It's not for everybody to be an entrepreneur or to work in startups, which is what I do. I seem to have gone down a dark street. That wasn't my intent. I'm going to go this way. It looks brighter. Okay. Now, other ways you can make money. You can do it making business. Business is one of the other fast ways to make $1 million, but again, very high risk. You can also lose, not necessarily $1 million, although some people do. If you're smart with the way you do business, you can lose small money, lots of time, and lots of effort, as opposed to big money when you do investments and very little effort physically. You're just simply researching and investing. Wow, so beautiful here. Look at that Versace right here. Anyway, so create a business. Easiest way to make $1 million in terms of likelihood of success. Now, that's not to say it's easy by any remote stretch of the imagination. It's just the easiest. The most amount of millionaires were made in creating businesses in this world. All right, there are other ways to make millions of dollars, but business is by far the most frequent way to do that. Now, businesses can come in lots of different flavors. You know, I see the exact same car parked over there. I'm gonna go check out what it is. Businesses come in lots of different flavors. If you create oh no, there's someone sleeping in the car. All right, I hope he doesn't mind me videoing. All right, anyhow. Businesses come in lots of different flavors. Some of them are more likely to hit the $1 million mark than others. All right, if your business has a ceiling when you create it, well, then you're not going to hit $1 million. Let's see what this thing is. That says Century on the back. It is a beautiful car. I have no idea what it is, and it's parked right in front of a G-Wagon with a very nice wrap on it. It's G550. It's a new one. All right. Anyhow, I think it's a new one. This is going to be rough. There's so many nice cars here. Okay, I think they're limousines because they're all driven by like chauffeured people. So anyhow, wow. Okay, this is stuff to keep my concentration. This is going to be the another ADHD video. Yeah, they're beautiful, whatever that is. Okay, anyhow. All right, other ways we can make millions of dollars. There are lots of them. But the way that isn't going to be the way is to simply hope and pray. You can buy all the lottery tickets in the world. You're not likely to win $1 million. You can talk about the cars you're going to have, but if you don't have a concrete plan to do it, you are unlikely to hit that point. Now, plenty of people try, and still don't hit that point, and that's okay because that's the way the world turns. Life is not fair. It is difficult, but you know what? You can't just wish upon a star and then expect to become a millionaire one day. That's not going to happen. So let's talk ways to make millions of dollars. You can invest in objects that appreciate in value. Now, the problem with doing this is it's high risk in terms of likelihood of success is very low, and it also requires a lot of time. If they appreciate in value, how many years are you going to be on this planet? Depending on your current age, that may or may not be a feasible mechanism for you. I know of someone who back in the 1990s bought a Porsche, put it in a box, drained all the fluids from it, put it in like a sealed containment unit, stacked it up on jack stands, removed the wheels, everything, like literally a mint condition brand new Porsche. I don't remember what model it was. And he literally left it in that box for like 20 or 30 years. If it was the 90s, that was, 30 years or something by now. I don't know if he ever sold it, but what do you think a brand new zero mileage Porsche from 1995, I'm just throwing that out there, is worth today in almost 2020, in almost the year 2020? What do you think that 25-year-old brand new Porsche is really worth? Now, back then he paid like, I don't know what he paid, 130,000 or something for that car. I don't remember what the value was then. If you look at the price of the new ones today, I don't know, would anyone really pay $250,000 even for that car? And now you add up the fact that the dollar's depreciated in their value. I don't know if that was a good investment. I have no idea. I'm sure he made more money off of it when he paid new, but if you put that money in some other form of investment, he probably would have made more. So there's all sorts of things you can buy. People buy baseball cards. It's a very, very common thing to invest in. Kids do that all the time. They'll buy like a pack of baseball cards, wishing that some form of fancy card gets in there, and that will appreciate. You know what? Most of the time, the cost of the pack outweighs the cost of the cards. If you get lucky and you end up with a Mickey Mantle, baseball card, then yeah, great. But that's so rare. Most people spend more on baseball. I keep calling them business cards. Baseball cards than they do on. Than they get back in the value of the 5-6 cards that really have a value. Here, money. Anyway, lots and lots of things you can invest in. Antiques. You can invest in electronic merchandise, okay? There are like these electronic cards, Yu-Gi-Ohs, I honestly don't know, that's not my thing. Basically, they took the blockchain and they made electronic forms of trading cards, like not baseball cards, but other versions. It's something I know nothing about, but I know that people have made millions of dollars on that because people want to buy the virtual card. As crazy as that sounds, to me that's more nutty than buying Bitcoin, and I own Bitcoin, so I do own some Bitcoin, so I'm not putting it down, although it is nutty. You're buying something completely intangible. I guess so is the fiat currencies we pay with, technically. It's a piece of paper if you don't stick a value to it. Whatever, that's a digression. But you know what? No, it's not. Let's talk about currency exchange, Forex. That's another way you can make a lot of money. Let's say you are really good at predicting world economics, and you know that a certain country is about to, you believe a certain country is about to have a financial collapse. That may be a great time to start playing with Forex, which is trading different one currency for another back and forth for income. All right, you can try to do that, and people make millions. A girl I know actually made $1 million on that. I don't know, $1 million or millions, but she's made millions on that. All right. Anyhow, Forex is another way to make millions of dollars trading. All forms of trading, they'll come with the risk. You can lose as much as you can win. For every person who makes $1 million, there's someone losing it. That's the funny thing. There's other ways you can take inventory. Excess inventory is a common one. Wow, look at this place. Selling excess inventory is a great way to make $1 million. You buy things that are super cheap and figure out channels to sell them. Very easy. It doesn't matter what your product is, as long as you have distribution channels for sales. People made millions that way. What in the world is that Nissan? I have never seen anything like this in my life. That's like a Batmobile Nissan. Holy cow, it says Nissan Concept 2020. Whoa, that is outrageous looking. All right, in Tokyo. Who's buying it? Who's buying? You're buying it?
You want to buy it?
I'd love to buy it. I'll buy 2 of them. I'll buy 2 of them.
You want 2 of them?
Yeah, we gotta get a pair.
Okay. I think I gotta get another discount.
Discount? Maybe they're selling 6-packs.
6-pack?
Yeah. That thing's out of this world. So, anyway, let's check out, while I'm here, let's just check out the other awesome supercar. I know I'm diverting the attention away from the main topic here, but hey, it's Tokyo in Ginza. Look at that thing. I don't know. Oops, sorry to bang the camera like that. Look at that thing, man. It is beautiful. It looks, honestly, like a total Model 3 Tesla ripoff. Straight up. That looks just like the Model 3 with a slightly different front. And the wheelbase looks a little shorter than the Model 3. But anyway, never mind the Tesla knockoff. It is a beautiful car. And I like matte black wraps or whatever that color was. Anyhow, all right, we are in the beautiful Ginza. Honestly, this looks so much like 5th Avenue in New York City. It's crazy. Look at this. But anyhow. Okay, so what other ways can you make $1 million? Let's start talking. Let's start thinking. All right, you can buy and sell merchandise. If you are good at it, you can make $1 million pretty easily if you have channels for the sales. Buying is usually easy, not always, it depends on your industry. Sales is almost always the problem. Plenty of people have channels where you have huge quantities of clients though, online. You can sell on Amazon, you can sell on eBay, you can sell on a lot of platforms that have ready-made clientele. That takes away the biggest challenge of any form of purchasing, product buying and selling, is if you already have the clientele to buy it. That's very important. Wow, this place is so incredibly beautiful. There's just so much to look at. Come to Ginza, oh my God. Anyway, very important. Whatever you do, you always assess the risk and the amount of effort you have to invest to create that $1 million and see if it's realistic. If you are 65, 70 years old, you probably are not going to want to take a risk on an investment that is going to take 20 plus years to come to fruition. That's realistic, okay? Because maybe you will. Maybe you want to have money when you're 85. Maybe that, but I think most people, oh my gosh, I was jaywalking at the wrong time. Oopsies. Okay, whatever. People don't really jaywalk here in Tokyo. I do, because I can't stop the New York habit. But anyway. All right, lots of things you can invest in. Let's talk about other things. Invest in gold is one of the safest investments. It consistently increases in value. However, it doesn't necessarily increase in value faster than your dollars depreciate in value. So in other words, $1 in 1990 is worth substantially more than $1 in 2020. All right, so that's the key. So if the gold value doesn't increase faster than the dollar depreciates and you haven't really made anything, you've just retained the value of what you had. Okay, that's a key factor. Recognizing that if you invest, you must make sure that the income comes in quick enough. That's very key. What else can you buy and sell? There's lots of things. You can buy and sell commodities. It's not really a common thing that people trade, but it is something that there's a constant need for. It's something that people can do if they know their way around stocks and bonds and all that stuff. It's not for the faint of heart though, because it's not simple. You can trade stocks very simply today using the Robinhood app on your phone. Almost everyone who's trading today and is not using that as their profession, as they're not official stock traders, pretty much everyone trades on the Robinhood app because you can trade for free. Lets you do most trades for free. You can't do day trading until you're approved for something. I don't know. I don't do it, so it doesn't matter to me. I got a few stocks on there. I haven't done that well with it, honestly. I made a little bit of money on Tesla, by the way. I'm very fond of their stock. But I'm very fond of their stock because it's highly volatile. Most people look for stable stocks. I look for the volatile ones because just like you see how scattered I am and ADHD, whatever, hyperactive, I want volatile stocks to go up and down quick so I can make money quick. I don't want to sit on it for a long time. So many people say, why don't you buy Apple? Why don't you buy Microsoft? Why don't you buy all these very stable companies? And I said, because you put the money in, it goes up by like 1% a month or something like that if you're lucky. That's not going to get me a money. I'd rather not have the money tied up in that stock to get 1% back. I want to put it in Tesla that goes up from what was it, 280 to 350 in a matter of a month back in 2018 during June, if I remember correctly. I made good money on that. It literally went up. That's a huge percentage points. $70 on 350. So seriously, what does that come out to? Approximately 5%, 15%, something like that. Whatever. 7, 14, 20. Oh God, that's hard math. It went up 5x. All right. Either way, no, it didn't. 1/5. It went up by 1/5. Oh man, I'm getting sidetracked. I'll just cut that part out of the video later, or maybe I won't. Anyway. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can make money. Stocks is one of the easier ways to make money, and it's also one of the easier ways to lose money. It literally takes no effort, and if you get a volatile stock, it also takes very little time. Some people day trade, so from the morning to the night, they can make $1 million. It's possible. If you trade lots of big money, and are okay with small incremental gains and do that over and over and again throughout the day, you can make $1 million in a day. It's theoretically possible, but you could also lose all your money. Got to be good at it. That's key. Mont Blanc, I am surprised they're still around. I don't know how a company that makes custom writing instruments, aka pens, can survive in this day and age. But hey, so be it. Okay, there are lots of ways to make $1 million. Hopefully you're gonna figure out one of them, but it's hard. It is hard. I'm not pretending it's easy. It's not. But if you don't have a concrete plan that's realistic, don't even bother. Oh, casino! Oh, I forgot the casino. I know someone who did that, who made $1 million at the casino. Most people lose $1 million because the odds are consistently against you. The longer time you spend in a casino, the more money you will lose. I know someone who could count cards in his head. He has that unusual ability to be able to count cards. He got banned from pretty much every casino in Vegas and Atlantic City. But before he got banned, he could clean up the tables. He can go to, I think it was poker that he did. He could go to the poker table and just clean it up. Win time after time after time, one after another. How the heck he does that, I don't know. Like, does it in his head? But the logic is, if you know the likelihood of the next card coming up, because your brain is like a little mini computer, then you can clean up on a poker table, blackjack or whatever. Well, no, blackjack. Maybe you can do blackjack. I don't know. That's not my area. But he did make $1 million playing in the casino, playing poker card games in the casino. You can do that if you are born with that talent. Not very many people are born with that talent. Other ways to make $1 million, you could be an actor. Every 1 billion people who want to be an actor, only one of them actually becomes an actor that makes money. You can be an actor pretty easy if you live in New York. You can't make money being an actor very easy though. That's a whole other thing. So don't count on that any more than you count on becoming a professional baseball player, basketball player, whatever else. But people do make $1 million that way. That is pretty much it. I'm going to sum it up right now. You need to come up with a business proposition. How are you going to make $1 million? You can come up with some form of plans of investment, whether it be stocks, bonds, commodities, cryptocurrency, trading, forex currencies, whatever it is. You can make millions of dollars that way. Oh, I forgot a good one. You can inherit it. If you are one of that club, that you have a wealthy person, you can inherit it, or you can marry into it, but I don't think that's the most ethical thing in the world, but plenty of people do it. So, all right, that's about it. I'm wrapping it up. Have a great time. I'm loving Ginza. See you later, man. I'm in Tokyo. Later. Make $1 million.
Yeah!